Is this the best Justice League movie of all time? What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to give you my review of DC League of Super Pets, the new animated superhero movie from DC featuring The Rock and Kevin Hart. But before I give you guys my thoughts on this movie, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts or your expectations on DC League of Super Pets if you have not yet seen it, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future reviews like this one. Alright, so going into this movie, I didn't really have any expectations. I didn't even watch much of the trailers going into it. All I knew that it had The Rock in it, Kevin Hart, and it was about Superman and his dog. And I'll start by saying this. This is an animated family kids movie that is not geared towards me. It is definitely geared towards children and a younger audience, and that is completely fine because I think there's a lot that all ages can enjoy with this movie. I'll start with some things that I really liked about this movie, and that is the camaraderie between Superman and his dog. I never had a dog growing up, so I can't fully relate to dog being man's best friend, but I've seen it portrayed through media, and I always love going to my friend's house and petting their dogs, or just pets in general. They're very sweet, and it's cool to see Superman actually have that companion on the big screen because he is the greatest superhero of all time and the most iconic, so seeing him have this pet companionship is something that added a nice little dynamic to the character because we've never really seen this take in a film on the big screen before. The movie also has a lot of attempts to appeal to adults too with its humor. There's moments where they like bleep out cuss words, and they include some jokes that would definitely go over the heads of like a younger audience, so that was kind of interesting to see that attempt by the studio. I also liked some of the self-aware humor, making fun of Batman especially. There were a few bits from Batman that definitely made me smile and chuckle, and I do like how the movie felt very self-aware of DC's current state in the world that we live in, and how it might not all be sunshine and rainbows for DC, even though DC put the movie out. They were very self-aware, and I think that's a good quality for a studio to have. But when it comes down to the actual plot of the movie, it's something you've seen 1,000 times. It's very predictable. You know, the major beats and all the different reveals that happen along the way you see coming from a mile away. But the movie still kept me engaged despite the fact that I saw everything coming from a mile away and wasn't fully invested in the characters. I was still engaged with the story enough to not feel too bored during the runtime. I'm always a fan of an origin story, and this is technically the origin of the Super Pets, so seeing them kind of form a team over the course of the movie, and how they all have their different variations and different traits that make them unique, kind of come together as a team regardless of that, is something I've always been a fan of in just media in general. It's one of my favorite tropes in movies for sure. And while The Rock and Kevin Hart have wonderful chemistry on screen and off screen, it's not like that groundbreaking in this movie because they're just voicing dogs, so like they can't really do much. They're not acting on screen together, they're just lending their voice to the characters. I also think the villain in the movie is atrocious, and the movie has its moments where it's like, oh, that's pretty cringe, and oh, we're doing this, okay. Like one scene in particular was the only thing that really made me cringe and was like, ugh. It felt like something out of a video game where like characters' names were popping up on screen and there were like freeze frames, and I don't even think that that should be put in a kid's film. Like, I think that's just goofy, and it's not necessary at all. So while the movie definitely misses the mark with a lot of its humor and is pretty predictable from start to finish, it still provides a fun, enjoyable time. Families will eat this movie up, kids are gonna love it, and everyone else is kind of probably just gonna think it's alright. It does its job for its target audience. It's not something I'll ever watch again. I didn't hate my time with it. It just exists. I watched it, it was about an hour and 45 minutes, and when the movie ended, I was like, okay, time to carry on with my life. It didn't change me in any way. But DC League of Super Pets is the equivalent of a Saturday morning cartoon. You turn it on, you turn your brain off, you have some fun, and then you carry on with your day after that. That's basically how I feel right now after watching this movie. I think you'll definitely enjoy this one if you're a fan of DC or any of the Justice League characters, and like I said, it's got its moments that will keep you pretty engaged and entertained, but overall it's not something that I can wholeheartedly recommend unless you're like a diehard fan of Crypto and Superman. But that's gonna do it for my quick thoughts / review on DC League of Super Pets. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I got tons of videos coming over the next few days. Thank you guys again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.